Hello, thank you so much for joining us for Tuesdays with Tuesday, where relationships rule in real estate. I am Dr. Tuesday Tate, and this is Tuesdays with Tuesday. Tuesdays with Tuesday. I love it. Everybody is getting my groove. I literally had someone walk up to me at the store and they was like, I've seen you on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, great. And they were like, you have a show called Tuesdays with Tuesday. They didn't get the beat, but they was moving their little head. I said, okay. Well, thank you. So I am here today with the privilege of interviewing and sharing knowledge with you from Kathi Kaiser of Near North Title. And just want to kind of give you some insight on, you come to me, you say, I'm ready to buy a house. And I say, great. And then I connect you with a lender if you don't have a lender. And even if you are doing a cash deal, I make sure that I connect you with the right persons. And then we go through the process. We find your home. We do all of that wonderful stuff. But to get to the closing table, you need a title company. So Kathi, how long have you been in the business?
I have been in the business 35 years.
35 years. But you were an agent before.
I was. I sold real estate. I know how hard these people work every day, and did that for about 20 years. And prior to that, I was in the mortgage business.
Oh, well, I didn't know that part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So what is it about being, what would you call it? A title what? A title?
I call myself a professional schmoozer. That is... I get to enjoy what I do every day. I get to work with the agents that I've developed friendships with these last 20 plus years.
I do. When this idea came to me, I honestly believe that relationships, real estate is truly about relationships. You can sell that person a house today and then 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, they want another home, or their children or their cousins or their family, but also the wraparound services of people like you that help to make it smooth. I choose to work with people, and I'm going to say it this way, that have a similar heart as mine for people. And you do.
I love helping, and some people don't get that, but it brings me joy to help. And some people look at problems as big hurdles. I look at them as an opportunity to shine.
Ooh, I like that. Were you an athlete in school?
No.
That's like an athletic statement. Okay, that's cool.
Give me a problem. I'll make it shine.
Okay, cool beans. So, what is it? What are 3 things that a title company does? Like, what's a title company and what do you guys do?
Tuesday, that is an awesome question. To many people, we are a big mystery. And it is the most important day. It's the day that everybody's worked toward, your lender, your realtor, you've looked at houses and you've waited 30 plus days, and it's the big day you get your keys and your check, but also you get ownership to a home, which is the biggest, usually the biggest financial thing that people buy. And but we search the background of that home to make sure that when you're buying it, and you're financing it for 10, 15, 30 years, that you're actually going to own it without somebody else having an ownership interest in it.
Yeah.
We review all the legal docs that your lender may send, and also that purchase agreement that your agent and you've crafted to make sure the terms are met. So we connect the dots in the transaction. We connect the dots with the seller, the buyer, your lender, your agent, your purchase agreement, so that we make sure all the terms of your contract are met. And that not only that, but you're ensured that you have a full ownership right to your home.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what is something that you would tell a home buyer before they get to the closing table, before they get to you guys, and we're all sitting there at title? What is something you would want all buyers to know, or buyers or sellers, I guess, right?
Number one, make sure that you have a non-expired government ID. And it could be from any state. It could be a passport. Sometimes people show up and they haven't looked at their driver's license and it's been expired for 2 years, or, so make sure well before closing.
Did you say 2 years?
We've had them show up with no ID.
No ID is one thing, but expired for 2, so you've been driving for 2 years.
And with COVID, there are a lot of people who didn't get a chance to go renew.
That's a good point.
They've just been driving around. So
that's a good point.
Make sure you don't move your money around before your lender tells you to.
Why is that important?
Well, when you start moving money around, if you're financing your home, these lenders are going to re-verify your funds to close. And if you've moved it from somewhere back and forth, or grandma sent you money for your down payment and your lender doesn't know about it, then it could stop a closing. We've had that happen at times.
Wow.
So don't move money, have a good ID.
Okay. How long, like what's the longest you've seen a closing delayed?
Oh, because of, we've had them 2-3 weeks because of IDs, and they're different, everybody's situation's unique. We also close the I-10 and the DACA loans, and sometimes documenting money, funds for those can take a little longer. We've had people who were overseas in countries where they have to go to the consulate or to the embassy to get documents signed, and some people don't realize you need 2 or 3 weeks out to get an appointment. So if you're overseas or out of the country, let your agent know ahead of time. Don't let that be a last minute, hey, we're leaving tomorrow, because some things we need to get ahead of the curve to take care of you.
Okay, that was good. I didn't think about it because I have off of this continent deal that may be happening.
Yep.
And that's really good to know.
Now, we do offer RON closings. Those are the remote online notarizations. But there are criteria that go along with those, and you do have to be able to answer questions that would only be known on a credit report. So we have lots of solutions for most everything you can come up with.
Oh, you know what just came to me? What is important about wiring money? Because there's always this message at the end of our emails.
Yes. There's wire fraud is rampant. And we see with the economy, it's just ramped up. And these fraudsters, every day we come up with new ways to protect, and we know their techniques, they come up with something new. So never just open an email from your wiring instructions that's been not encrypted. I would always call, once you receive the wiring instructions, call the title company. Just don't go to the bank and wire that off. You want to make sure what we sent you is what you've received. You've worked hard for your money, and we want to make sure you keep it.
What is it that you enjoy the most about what you do?
People getting into their homes. We've had people cry at the table, and Tuesdays, buying and selling real estate, it isn't just the transaction. These are people's lives. You've got families, you've got people having new babies, you've got people getting married, you've got people maybe who are going to go into the assisted living. And so every transaction's big to the people that you're serving. It
is. And we can say the other side. We have people who are transitioning out of marriage and getting divorces. We have people who had to sell their parents' home, the home they grew up in, because their parents are now gone. So it really is about people. It is all about people. It's about people. And 100%. So being mindful of who you have at the table. And by building these relationships, we get to know our clients. And either Kathi may not know my client, but through me, Kathi gets to know my client, right? And we get to know each other, right? So.
And we enjoy that. And one more thing I can add that I thought of just as we were discussing this and transitioning. If you have parents who are maybe moving to assisted living and you're cleaning out that house, people always ask, what can I throw away? What should I keep? Always keep, if you've got the closing paperwork or any mortgage paperwork, do not shred that until the deal is closed and done. We had an instance once with a mortgage that was 24 years, it had been paid off, but the lender never released that mortgage.
Oh, wow.
And the kids didn't know the mortgage number, they didn't know who to even contact, and because they had shredded everything, they didn't realize, hey, it was paid off. The title company may still need that to clear title, so keep all your mortgage and financial and prior closing packages, keep those until you've sold that house and moved on.
So if can a person just come to you as their title company, or do they have to go through their agent or lender, or?
No, we've had for sale by owners. They'll walk in our door and we're happy to help those. What I usually try to do though is if they don't have an agent at all, we like to refer to our agent partners who can at least, fill out some of the paperwork, and for a small, probably not the whole commission, but for a fee to make sure everything's done correctly. And your agent's going to have the best interest at heart. Make sure that you're not marking boxes that are going to cost you thousands of dollars.
Yes, please use me. Please use us. This is what we're here for. Well, I thank you, Kathi, for coming in and being a part of Tuesdays with Tuesday. Yes. And I hope that you guys learned something about the purpose of your title company and how it starts with a vision that you have to own a home or sell a home, and you find a Tuesday Tate. I get to find a lender, and then I find Kathi, which is just a phone or a text call away. And one of the things, and I've said this for everyone I've interviewed because it's important to me, when I ask Kathi a question, she responds. So if there's a question that you have then about your title, or, oh, I do have a question before we end. What's the difference between a title and a deed?
That is a good question. The deed is the physical paper that's recorded at the courthouse. Everybody can have titles, Mrs., but the title is how you own the house. You can own, and there are different ways to take title. One could be husband and wife, one could be individually, one joint tenants with rights or survivorship, or if you've got 3 friends, you can each have a third ownership interest. So it's very important when you sit down with your agent, let her know how you want to take title so that the deed you end up with is the one you want.
Absolutely. I meant to ask that earlier on.
Great question.
Good job, lady. So I just want you all to know, in this partnership, you have your services and your needs met. So give me a call, Dr. Tuesday, 317-820-1089 with ATK Realty, where Happy and Home meet, brokered by Coldwell Banker-Kaiser. And you can contact Kathi at
317-258-9700.
Awesome. And you guys are located...
We have several offices. We're all over Illinois. We're in Florida, but we have offices at Keystone, the Crossing, Carmel, down at Brownsburg, and then up in Fort Wayne.
Excellent, excellent.
And Geist.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. I don't remember who I have next week, but tune in. I'm sure you'll be pleased. Again, keep your relationships strong. And remember, Happy and Home can meet in your life experience. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.